Hey guys! Alright, so today I want to talk about multiplying and dividing rational expressions. And we have 4 steps. Okay, so the first one, we want to factor everything that we see. Second, we're going to divide out common factors. Then we're actually going to multiply numerators, and then we're going to multiply denominators. And the last step is just to check to make sure that you have it in simplest form. Are there any more common factors that you see that you did not already divide out? So first I want to go over some problems where we just simplify, okay? So when we do this, I want you to look at the numbers first, and then I want you to look at the variables. So 3 over 2, I can't simplify anymore. So that's just going to stay 3 over 2. But my x's, okay, when we divide exponents, we're actually subtracting them. And you're going to subtract them from wherever the highest one is. So if these were backwards, they would be down here. It'd be 7 minus 4 down here. But because the 7 is higher, it's going to be on the top. So my answer would be 3x cubed over 2. Okay? For this one, we need to factor everything that we see. So this is going to factor, trinomials factor to 2 binomials. Okay? So x squared, so I know both of these are x's, and you say to yourself, factors of 3 that add to get 2. Well, I can have a 3 and a 1. I need a negative 2, so my negative 3 is going to be here. But when they multiply, I need a negative, so I know 1 has to be positive. Okay? Same thing here, x squared, so x's. Factors of 4 that add to get 5, 4 and 1. They're both positive, so these are both positive. Step 2, divide out common factors. Just like 2 divided by 2 is 1, x plus 1 divided by x plus 1 is also 1. So your answer is x minus 3 over x plus 4. Okay? And then we have this guy, and he's a special case. That's why I wanted to plug him in here. All right, so I look at my numerator and say, how can I factor this? Well, they both share an x. So I'm going to take an x out, and I'm going to take 2 minus x. Then I'm looking at the bottom, and this is a trinomial, x squared, so these are x's, factors of 2 that add to get 1. Okay, when they multiply, I need a negative, so 1 has to be positive, 1 has to be negative. When they add, I need a negative 1. So that negative 2 is going to go here. And there we go. Now, you say to yourself, well, I don't see any common factors that I can divide out. I need you guys to realize that whenever you divide opposites, your answer is always negative 1, okay? Always. So they have to be opposite. Here I have a positive x, that's a negative x. There's a negative 2, that's a positive 2. They are opposites. So they're going to cancel, and it's going to leave a negative 1. So now your answer is negative x over x plus 1. Okay, so that is simplifying. So we're just simplifying to its simplest form. Now I want to go over multiplying, okay? So with multiplying, our example we're going to work with is 2x to the 4th, y to the 5th, over 3x squared times 15x squared over 8x cubed y squared. All right, so we want to simplify before we start to multiply. These are all monomials, so I can't factor them. Okay, so now I'm looking at what can I simplify? What common factors do they share? And I want you to think about this as just one big numerator and this as one big denominator. So I'm looking for tops and bottoms. Okay? I have a 2 over 8. I can divide both of those by 2. That becomes 1. This becomes 4. I can divide a 3 and a 15 both by 3. That becomes 1. That becomes 5. And I'm going to rewrite it. Okay? So on the top, my number is 5. My x's, when we multiply, we add our exponents. So 4, 5, 6. We have 6 x's. We have 5 y's. Down here, my number is a 4. X's, I have 2 plus 3, so I have 5 x's down here, and I have 2y's. All right, so just like the numbers, we are simplifying our variables. So again, when we divide, we subtract. So these 5 x's are subtracted from the 6, which is 1. These 2 y's are subtracted up here, which will make that 3. So my answer is going to be, I look at my top, what's left? I have 5, there's 1 x, there's 3 y's, over, the only thing on the bottom is a 4. Okay? The next example, we're gonna have to factor some things. All right, this example is going to be x plus 2 over 3x plus 12 times x plus 4 over x squared minus 4. I'm just going to go down here to a second line, okay? So I want to factor, so I'm just going to write x plus 2. I can't factor that, so that's just going to stay the same. This one, they share a 3, so I can factor out a 3, and it leaves me x plus 4. X plus 4, can't do anything with. X squared minus 4, that's a difference of squares, so that changes into x plus 2, x minus 2. And now, since we're all factored, now we divide out common factors. So it's a 1-to-1 relationship. I see an x plus 2, I see an x plus 2. I see an x plus 4, I see an x plus 4. Okay? So now, on top, there's nothing left. It's a 1. On the bottom, I have 3 and x minus 2. Or you could write it as 1 over 3x minus 6. Okay? So either of those answers will be sufficient. All right, and the last examples. We are dividing. All right, I'm going to just go right into one that we have to factor. So x to the 5th minus 4x cubed over x squared minus x minus 2 divided by x to the 5th minus x to the 4th minus 2x cubed all over x squared minus 1. Okay, so remember back in elementary school, 4th and 5th grade, we learned how to divide, okay? So the first thing that we learned was you don't divide fractions ever, okay? So think about KFC. You keep the first one, you flip the second one, and you change your sign, okay? So we flip the second and we multiply. So x to the 5th minus 4x cubed over x squared minus x minus 2 times, and I'm going to flip this around, x squared minus 1 goes on top, and then x to the 5th minus x to the 4th minus 2x cubed. Okay? Now I can factor everything that I need to. So this is going to factor. I'm going to look at here and say, what can I factor out? They both share x's. I can actually take 3 of those x's and factor them out. And it's going to leave you with x squared minus 4. Well, x squared minus 4 is a difference of squares. So that factors down to x plus 2, x minus 2. Okay, so that is fully factored. Now I'm going to go down here. It's trinomial. X squared. Factors of 2 that add to get 1 are 2 and 1. I need, when they multiply to get a negative, so I need 1 negative, 1 positive. When they add, I need a negative 1. So the negative 2 goes there, positive 1 goes here. X squared minus 1, that's a difference of squares. So that's x plus 1, x minus 1. And this guy, I can take an x cubed out, and that's going to leave me x squared minus x minus 2. But this guy, I can factor out. Look, that's the same as this guy. So it's going to factor down to these. So that's going to factor down to x minus 2 and x plus 1. Now that you're fully factored, now it's time to start crossing off. 1-to-1 relationships. X cubed divided by x cubed, 1, they cancel. I see an x minus 2 and an x minus 2. Now, I have another x minus 2, but it's only 1 to 1, okay? So you couldn't cross this out. You couldn't cross all three. You could only cross out 1, okay? So it's the same logic, 1 to 1. Let's see, x plus 1, x plus 1. And now our answer is whatever's left. So up here I have an x plus 2, and I have an x minus 1. And on the denominator, I have x minus 2, and I have an x plus 1. So that is going to be your answer. All right. That's all for today. I hope you guys find the homework pretty easy to do, and I'll talk to you soon. All right.